2020 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour is being brought to you by Matthews, elevating the archery experience. Shrewd, proudly American-made. And by Easton, advancing archery's legacy. Welcome back to the 2020 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour. It's the Hoyt Pro-Am. Round number 1 of 6 for the season at the Foley Event Center here in Foley, Alabama. Well, let's get down to PJ Riley, who's roaming around right now down on the floor. Take it away, PJ.
Right, we had Sharon Wallace, Michael Braden, Dan McCarthy. Who's still alive in our Pro Perfecta? Who's still alive over here? Come on up front here. What's your name, and obviously, who do you have in this next division?
I'm Nathan Spray. Kevin Duke's got this, hands down.
You think he's got it?
He's got it.
All right, you know what's at stake here. At the end of the season, could be hunting with Bill Jordan.
That's true. Yeah. Hey, Kevin's going to bring it home.
All right, who else? I saw another one over here. Come on up front. Give us your name, tell us where you're from.
Gary Carlisle from Hernando, Mississippi.
All right, Gary, who do you got in this next division?
I'm going with Kevin.
Kevin Dukes again. Do you think he's going to do it?
I hope so.
All right, remember, everybody who is still alive, stay here to the end. You have to be present to win. But whoever picks this next division of our surviving, we think there's about 30 people who are still alive. They're going to go into a drawing, and hey, maybe at the end of the year, you'll be hunting with Bill Jordan, Michael Waddell, who else will be there?
All right, PJ, that's the Perfecta, the Pro Perfecta, where people get to pick who they think's going to win. And yeah, maybe the service dog gets it right. Who knows? But there's a lot at stake and so many prizes. It's motivation to come to these ASA events. Even if you're not a shooter and you want to just attend, it's great stuff. So next on deck is going to be the known pro category. And you heard a lot of people talking about Kevin Dukes winning this one. And, you know, Darren Christian-Berry, I think the score kind of tells us why here. 42 up with 22 bonus rings for Kevin Dukes. And Preston Roberson in there to 36. And so some names that we don't normally see in this category.
Yeah, Tyler Marlow's got back in there on the shoot down. Chris Perkins, a familiar face. Chance has been in here quite a bit. But as we saw earlier, a 6-point lead may not be enough. It may not be safe.
So to PJ Riley for our final match of the day.
All right, our final match of the day. We have the known pro division. Our 5th place qualifier with a score of 434 and 20 bonus rings from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, shooting for elite, Chance Beaubouef. Our 4th place qualifier with a 434 and 20 bonus rings from Ontario, Canada, shooting for Matthews, Christopher Perkins. And our 3rd place qualifier with a 434 and 22 bonus rings from Ebro, Florida, shooting for PSE, Tyler Marlow. Our 2nd place qualifier with a 436 and 19 bonus rings from Moncure, North Carolina, shooting for Matthews, Preston Roberson. And our top qualifier with a 442 and 22 bonus rings from Ocala, Florida, shooting for Matthews, Kevin Dukes.
Greg White with Darren Christian-Berry. Incredible stories across the floor in this known pro category, but let's get to it. We've seen 3 classes so far, and we haven't seen any devices in someone's hands that they can click. What are they doing?
They're ranging these with laser range finders. It's going to tell them within 1/10 of a yard how far these targets are. These guys are going to dial their sights to exactly that yardage and pick and choose what they want to shoot at. This should be interesting.
So listening to the field, Mike Tyrrell, owner of ASA, just asked them if they needed any time to judge distance. Now this guy right here, Kevin Dukes, has been on absolute fire as of late. And it's been very interesting because with Kevin Dukes out of Florida, what he told me is they've been shooting 3D in Florida since basically right after January 1st. And he's got a good 6 shooters down there at the pro level, so they've really been challenging themselves. And it's showing in his shooting.
Someone said he'd shot like 8 qualifiers before he got to this tournament, so he's seen a lot of targets and knows his equipment pretty well right now.
But that's our first target, by the way. That's the Aoudad. And so Kevin ends up dropping it a little bit low.
Looks like he's going to back up a couple points.
All right, so first one is Kevin Dukes, our #1 qualifier on that Aoudad. Again, 22 bonus rings for him. Shredded. He has made a shoot down before. It was 2 years ago, and he came pretty close to winning that one.
Wow, that's close. That is super, super close. I can't tell.
And the 10.
He
okay,
caught the 10
so
line.
Yeah, caught a 10 line.
Okay.
That's a good safety.
He didn't give anything back. That's good for him.
And remember, that 12 ring is just inside that 10 ring.
That's a dead center 10 you can see for Preston right there.
Yep. Preston Roberson, who, by the way, I know him. I get to shoot with him back home. And Preston does not get to practice. He doesn't.
Tyler smoked that 12 ring.
Tyler Marlow. Yes, it's true. Brother to Jacob Marlow.
Yep.
Tyler has been incredibly focused. Does have a full-time job, but he has been shooting better than ever, he told me. He told me during all indoor season, he said, watch out for me when we get to ASA shooting, and he is here.
Chris Perkins just 12, the longest target on the floor. Chance shot it to 14, and he's going to be a little bit wide.
Christopher Perkins and Chance Beaubouef, the only 2 shooters in the field right now that were in any shoot down last year. So Dukes, Roberson, and Marlow, it's their first time since 2019. And we know Chris Perkins, by the way, just want to make a point that last year Chris Perkins made 3 of the 6 shoot downs, and every time he was in a shoot down last year, he won them.
He is confident. He knows his equipment. He aims with no fear, and he 12 the longest target just now. He's on the shortest target. He's going to 14 it. He's probably going to come to target 1 and possibly 14 it, and he's going to be a factor in this shoot-off. Everyone has the same opportunities out there, but Perkins has his confidence is almost at a different level, it seems like.
Tyler Marlow, you're looking at right now. Marlow in property management, and he goes to the gym and he golfs beyond archery. His 5th year shooting. All right, so that was target number 3.
This is going to be interesting here.
So Chance Beaubouef drills that 14. Trying to separate himself from the pack.
Good looking arrow there from Kevin.
Our leader, Kevin Dukes, goes from a 4.52 to a 4.62 at 10. Now Preston Roberson drops that one low out of the 10 ring, so that's going to score him an 8. So things are starting to move around.
It's like Tyler gave up a couple points there too.
He did.
Perkins may be a little tall on this 14. I was sure he would hit that.
Yeah, that's a bit of a surprise because, ooh, I don't know. Yeah, they're going for it, meaning the flashlight is out, the glasses are on.
That's a good look right there. That's close.
It didn't take long. He's going for the cards.
He
And
got
it is.
it.
Wow, Christopher Perkins.
Wow.
And he is pumped about that one.
Yeah, now it's a race.
Now it is a race. So Christopher Perkins comes out of the box with a 12 and a 14, and you can see the intent of the walk going from target 5 to target number 1. And this is our 2nd closest target. And I'm going to tell you, looking at this target, you and I walked down and looked at these. That 14 it looks bigger than any of the other 14s. Now, it's the same size as the 14 on the deer and on the howling wolf, but it just looks really defined.
It looks as big as a hubcap, and, you know, perspective, you know, that can lead to confidence. So if Chris thinks this is a big target, he's very capable of hitting it, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he doesn't smash this one.
Dukes at a 464. Christopher Perkins moves into second spot at a 460. This could switch, this could shift. If Perkins can drill a 14, Dukes with a 10, all of a sudden we got a tie on our hands.
Kevin's on the turkey, which is not too terrible.
Perkins got it.
Smoked it.
Absolutely smoked it. Marlow going for
He
it.
went for the 14.
He did, he missed it.
Kevin shot at a 12. I don't know what he got, but Perkins is still going to gain at least 2, even if he does hit a 12. He's going to gain 2 points with that 14.
Here's Preston.
Preston shot a solid round this weekend. Good to see him in the shoot down. Nice arrow
shot.
right there.
Really great shot. So we go to our first scoring arrow, and it's Christopher Perkins. He is on the gas at the moment.
No fear.
No, and he's in the draft of our leader, Kevin Dukes.
Good team for Chance.
Yeah, on the Wolverine with a 10.
That's hard for these guys to swallow, I know, when they know exactly how far they are.
By the way, here's our leader, Kevin Dukes.
Dead center 12.
Yep. So we only took a 2-point dinger on that one from Christopher Perkins.
He looks pretty happy right there. Or scared, I'm not sure.
Preston Roberson on target 4. Oh, he called
he
it
called
upper. Oh, we missed that one.
Yep.
Preston drops that one. That's a bit of a heartbreaker.
Yeah, it looked like he smashed that, but he obviously hit a little bit low.
And Tyler Marlow. An 8 for Tyler. So for Tyler, starting to wobble a little bit, those front wheels. So it's 476 for Dukes. 474 for Perkins. So only 2 points adrift as Perkins moves to
The Wolverine.
So Christopher Perkins just to the left of our jib camera, down in position number 2. So it's Marlow, Perkins. So Chance Beaubouef in the blue shirt. And then we have our leader in position number 4.
Perkins has the Wolverine and will finish on the turkey. Kevin Dukes has the long deer, the longest target on the range, and then the shortest target on the range. So this is far from over.
Yeah, but I would say favor Dukes in terms of target choice.
Yes. Yeah, he has the easier path right now.
But anything can happen with this unbelievable shooter, Christopher Perkins. Lets it fly, and he's going to be
10.
10.
Dukes with a 10 as well. Nothing changes there. Chris knows he missed an opportunity there by not catching that ring. No doubt about that one.
Preston not scared of that 14, and he needed that one. So we go to target 1, the Audad, and it's an 8 for Marlow. So up and down for Tyler Marlow, then to Christopher Perkins. Solid in the middle. Now we call that a safe shot, but somehow I don't think he was going for that one.
Yeah.
He was going for points, probably at 12. Ooh.
Chance is going to get some extra points here.
No doubt. 14 for Chance Beaubouef.
He needed that.
Which also tells us that the 14's in play and doable for Christopher Perkins, who's going to move to that next target. But we know that Kevin Dukes is going to the easiest shot.
I think Chris has to shoot the 14 at the turkey because Kevin's going to shoot at the 14 on that wolf.
No doubt.
Or I at least think he is. He has to be thinking Perkins is going to 14 this turkey.
So for 14 for Preston Roberson. Preston will move to target number 1, the Audad. So we get our shift. Rangefinders out. They're going to get a good distance.
Chance is currently in 3rd, but he moves to the longest target on the field. I don't know if he'll risk a 14, but he pretty much needs it right here.
Kevin Dukes, 486. Christopher Perkins, 484. Third place is Chance Beaubouef at a 480. Roberson at a 478 and Marlow at a 470. It's been Marlow's 3 8s in a row that really have drained his score.
Good look at Chance right there. I'm curious to see what he does here. A 14 would serve him well.
Longest hold in the business.
One of the best aimers in the game. 15 900s in Las Vegas out of 17 attempts.
Unbelievable.
Silly. Didn't take long for that to fire.
That was a quick one.
It was, and he 12'd it.
And look at Christopher Perkins, who just nailed the 14.
Kevin Dukes shot the 14 on the Wolf as suspected.
And Preston going for the 14 as well.
This has been good. I like this.
Yeah. So Preston Roberson going for that 14. Yeah, it's going to make it a little difficult on our judges. Out comes the glasses and the spotlight. Didn't take him long to look.
No.
So Don's going for it. Oh, and he pulled it up.
He
there
got
it is. Preston.
Wow.
Great shot.
These guys have shot some bonus rings for sure.
Tyler Marlow. Unfortunately for him, that's his 4th 8 in a row after opening up with a solid 12. And Tyler's got a lot of reflecting to do on this one, but no shame in the game of making it in the known pro shoot down. 14 for Christopher Perkins, the Canadian.
He's good.
And by the way, after the scoring, this is our 5th arrow, so we're going to a 6th.
Yeah. Kevin Dukes held his own out there too.
Chance Beaubouef with a good solid 12.
Yeah. Let's see what Kevin's got here. This is a big arrow. Uh-oh, that's a big arrow.
Ooh. There's a hush over the crowd. A lot of people saw it when it switched to the big monitor. Boy,
if that's an 8, that's a 6-point swing. He had a 2-point. It'll be a 4-point lead for Perkins if that's an 8.
Oh, that doesn't look like it. Ooh, is it pulling that line?
I don't think it's touching. You can see how it's got that distorted. That's what we call pulling, but that shaft has to touch that line for it to count. It can't just pull and be called in. It has to touch.
Biggest call of the day for our judges. What's going to happen into the 6th arrow?
That's really, really got that blister, but I think it's an 8.
It is an 8. Wow, so Kevin Dukes
that
went
was
for
huge.
it. So now, all of a sudden, we're going to go to a 6th arrow, and the fortunes have changed. Christopher Perkins
with a 4-point lead.
So Christopher Perkins goes to 498. Dukes now at a 494. Preston Roberson at a 492, tied with Chance Beaubouef. So you have to be within 10 points. So that means Tyler's out of this one. So Tyler Marlow, great shooting for him, but unfortunately those 4 8s will place him in 5th spot.
Yep.
By the way, in terms of bonus rings, because bonus rings are the tiebreaker if we were tied in score, Dukes and Perkins tied at 24 apiece.
Yeah, they've got to bring this Blessbach back out here. That's such a tougher target to aim at. Ken's carrying it now, so they're going to bring it back out.
In terms of that 3rd place tie right now between Roberson and Beaubouef, Beaubouef has the advantage on bonus rings by 2 over Preston. So that's another factor with the 6th arrow. No matter what Preston Roberson does, he's not going to be able to tie Chance Beaubouef on those bonus rings, which are the 12s and the 14s.
Chance will know what he has to do if he wants to secure a podium spot.
Yeah, we know what Preston's going to do. He's got 4th all wrapped up, so Preston's got to go for the biggest score possible. It's a long drive home to North Carolina, about 11 and a half hours, he was telling me, so there's a lot of time to think about this one. But it's kind of like, you know, I don't know, just go for it.
Right, right. And you'll see this target here is a darker color. It's a dark chocolate brown. The rings on these lighter tan animals, they're very easy to see. The muscle definition is easier to see. The 14 ring is not going to be as easy. They'll be doing some silhouette aiming off the back, off the seam, where the two sections of the target come together. These guys won't be able to pinpoint. They're good enough to hit it, don't get me wrong, but this is not an easy target to 14.
So Christopher Perkins now leading at a 498. And, you know, what a run he's had. So he came in here. You got to, for those that don't know, there was actually a 3-way tie on score and bonus rings for 4th and 5th place. Donnie Thacker was involved in that, and they had a closest to the arrow shoot off, and they all were within a 1/4 inch of each other. So Christopher Perkins on a well-executed shot, but a 434 to a 442. My math says that's an 8-point difference coming in to this known pro category. Oftentimes people thinking, yeah, you just hit the rangefinder, 8 points, that's too big.
Yeah.
But Christopher Perkins has been aggressive, and he's been accurate, and he now leads this one by 4 points.
He went from an 8-point deficit to a 4-point lead in 5 targets. That's getting it done.
That is getting it done. Our 4th place shooter will shoot the 6th arrow.
This is a par 3. This is a poke.
Yeah, this is definitely.
I don't think they'll make them shoot over 50, but I would say this has to be close to max distance.
I don't know, actually, you have 50 yards normally, max distance, but there is 1 or 2 yards you're allowed to play within the rules.
Yeah, there is a percentage of variance there. They could go more, but usually the guys try not to make them longer than 50. Good look at Preston there. He's really focusing on that.
He said, oh, you got to be kidding me. What a shot.
That's impressive right there. That's not easy to do.
That's it. I mean, for Preston Roberson, he's done everything he can possibly do. Now it's out of his hands.
Chances up now. He has to have a 14 to tie.
By the way, Preston and I shot together at Chrisman Archery earlier, like a Lancaster warm-up. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I beat him.
Oh, really? That's impressive, too.
I'm pretty sure I beat him.
Pretty sure.
Of course, he hadn't shot the bow in like 3 months. Preston does not get a big opportunity to practice. He is just a very, very talented shooter. This guy.
This is a big one here for Chance. He's got to hit that 14 to tie on score to Preston, but Chance would win the position because of bonus ring, so he has to 14 this.
We'll see if he does his traditional long hold, because it is a long way down.
He's such a good aimer. Look how steady he holds.
Oh, no.
Straight right.
Just right.
That's going to bump him off the podium.
Didn't even have to look at it, and it's going to be an 8.
Great shot there by Chance, but just a little bit right.
Wow. So that's going to move Preston, who came in as our 2nd place qualifier. Roberson should put him on the podium. Now we're down to our former leader, Kevin Dukes.
That 14 was big by Preston. That put the pressure on everybody.
No doubt.
A 14 by Kevin will put him at 508.
Yes.
With the lead. A 12 will put him at 506 tied.
He's going to have another look at it.
Perkins right now has to have an 8 to tie Preston, a 10 to beat him. This is a big arrow here by Kevin.
And I have to say, I absolutely love the target choice by the ASA to make this 6th arrow. With the way the lighting is, the dark target, unless you really know these targets, it can make it rather difficult. You can see Kevin Dukes.
I think he's contemplating what to do.
Yeah.
That was almost a do I really have to 14 this to win this thing? These guys are so tough.
Is it going to be a hero? Is it going to be heartbreak for the Floridian? Kevin Dukes.
Good look at Kevin's form there. He's really extended.
Oh, and he missed it.
He shoots an 8.
Just out the top right.
So that puts him at 502.
No question about that. So a 502 is going to slide him down to, well, it'll be 2nd place currently.
Behind Preston. Perkins needs a 10 to win.
All right, so for Christopher Perkins, doing the math, an 8.
Yeah, an 8 would tie, but he'd win on bonus rings.
That's right, because Christopher Perkins
has 1 more bonus ring than Preston. Wow.
I mean, in the known pro category for a shooter of this caliber, this is almost a layup. Christopher Perkins for the win.
He should give a big fist pump here.
And he does. He gets it right up there in the 10 ring. Christopher Perkins with a 10. It was all he needed. And coming from 4th place, marches his way to the top of the leaderboard and will take the win. Christopher Perkins does it again. In the last 4 times that Christopher Perkins has made it to an ASA pro shoot down, Christopher Perkins has taken victory. And the steely-eyed Canadian with a tremendous shoot. He's with our very own PJ Riley right now. Take it away, PJ.
Perkins, you come into this 8 points back. You knew you needed to shoot 14s, and you just nailed them.
Yeah, I mean, tough group of 5 people. I mean, we all kind of tore it up this weekend. I mean, Kevin Duke shot exceptionally well. I mean, we had some stout courses for the first one of the year, you know. I just didn't spend a lot of time behind the bow, just the way the weather was at home. It's just, I shot my first arrows past 20 yards here, and after yesterday, it was just, I don't know, I was kind of scratching my head whether I should, book an early flight home. But no, I mean, tables turned a little bit today. I shot my bow great all weekend. Just yesterday, just didn't catch them, and today, everything clicked.
Well, tell me about the mindset coming in here. I mean, no fear. You were shooting for 14s, and you were hitting them.
I mean, you got to at that point. I mean, there's 3 of us tied at 34, and you're 8 points back. I mean, if you want to win it, I mean, you got to make some moves. It's the only way to do it.
All right, Chris. Well, congratulations. Great win here in Foley, Alabama.
Hey, I appreciate it.
Outstanding, and as he would say, he just sent it. Just sent it for those 14s. Unbelievable shooting by Christopher Perkins, marching his way from 4th all the way to the top. Heartbreak for Kevin Dukes, who ends up in third place. Well, that's going to do it for us from the Foley Event Center here in Foley, Alabama. The first round of the 2020 Mackenzie ASA Pro-Am Tour is in the books. The Hoyt Pro-Am, done and dusted. Congratulations to our winner, Christopher Perkins, in the known pro category. Sharon Wallace in the women's pro, open pro Dan McCarthy, and Michael Braden in the senior pro. And Darren Christian Berry, thank you so much for joining me in the booth.
Thanks for having me here. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
For our entire Competition Archery Media crew from Foley, Alabama, I'm Greg White saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
One chance, one moment, one shot.
Announcing the new patent-pending CarboFlax stabilizers. A biocomposite blend of carbon and flax. Flax plant yields a natural fiber with very advanced properties. Flax offers 3 times the vibration dampening of glass and 20% more than carbon. Natural composites are up to 15% lower weight than carbon fiber. TrueBall Excel. We make archery better.
That's a good feeling to know I can make this bow do whatever I want it to do and it will react. This thing is just so much more stable and it just controls an arrow so well. Coolest part about it is all you need is a Torx wrench and a couple of Allen wrenches and you can just stand there on the line. You don't have to run and put it in the press and move those shims. This is a dream to work with right now.